Dear participants and dear friends of the European Stigma and Discrimination Forum 2023 in Warsaw, I do apologize for not being with you today in the beautiful city of Warsaw, but due to prior commitments, it wasn't possible for me to come and see you. The elimination of HIV-related stigma and discrimination presents an enormous opportunity to all of us to contribute to the achievement of the 2030 Agenda of the Sustainable Development Goals. Human rights violations, stigma and discrimination and inequality generally increase people's vulnerability to ill health and poor health outcomes. Civil society and community-led organizations play a key role in connecting people living with, at risk of and affected by HIV with healthcare services and in advocating for public policies for ending stigma and discrimination. We have come a very long way and made a lot of important progress over the past years in ending AIDS and reducing inequalities, both here in Europe and globally. However, the battle is not won yet. Let me share with you a few key lessons we have learned from the HIV/AIDS response. One is that intersecting inequalities such as social, economic, racial and gender inequalities and harmful social and legal environments continue to drive the HIV epidemic. Another important lesson is that human rights are central for creating and the enabling environment needed for a successful HIV response, and central to affirming the dignity of people living with or affected or vulnerable to HIV in accessing quality services. Despite more than 40 years into the HIV epidemic, some human rights challenges, including stigma and discrimination, discriminatory laws, policies and practices, gender-based violence, mandatory testing inequalities, and the denial of sexual and reproductive health and rights remain among the main barriers to an effective HIV/AIDS response. Lastly, another key lesson learned that I would like to highlight from the HIV/AIDS response is that investing too little and too late has a huge cost for humanity, with millions of additional people requiring services, straining often already fragile healthcare system and yielding more costly responses. It is for that reason that Luxembourg, a strategic partner of UNAIDS and a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council, committed to join the Global Partnership for Action to eliminate all forms of HIV stigma and discrimination in 2022 as the first EU member states. And it's very good news that this year Spain has joined that, and it's my commitment as a UNAIDS Red Ribbon leader for the 10-10-10 societal targets. It's my commitment to have as many EU member states joining this important global partnership, because stigma and discrimination has no place in a health setting in our European Union. As a Vice President of the European Parliament, I commit to that. I will talk to my colleagues here in the European Parliament, to my colleagues in national parliaments, and I invite them all to talk to their governments to join this fantastic global partnership. Thank you very much. I wish you a good meeting, and I'm looking forward for the outcomes, the conclusions and the recommendations you are discussing, and thank you very much.